After choosing which could be the best part, and normally it's this part, the best part of the shell to work on, he cut off the top part, which would be too rough to work on, and he doesn't give after the final object what he wants. So he creates something. Mi dai un pezzetto? Ecco qua, here. So after cutting off, the top part of the shell, he has two layers, two stratas to work on. A white part, which corresponds to the middle layer of the seashell, and the color part. Engraving on the white and getting off the extra, following a sketch, he will be reaching the color part, which is going to give an unbelievable optical effect. The 3D. Beautiful.
I love Cameo, so he's like all the cool.
Outside the city walls, and you will see the big stones, and then there's the villa outside the city. So this is almost an urban villa, because it's built on the city walls, but actually it's all outside the perimeter of area. See how big actually the stones are. You just kindly stay on one side. And if you notice, those houses up there are built on the same wall, the city wall. So those ruins are Romans. There. Boom, an explosion. We had an earthquake. So what we're going to see is what they were trying to rebuild in 17 years, in between the earthquake and Mount Vesuvius explosion. City gate, from one of the western city gates to one of the eastern city gate, which was the real urban gate, called the Sarno Gate, we have 1,085 meters of distance. Minor divinity on the side, and then a wall and a roof. So why you don't multiply by maybe 2.5? And you have this imposing temple of Apollos. By portico, like the girl told me before, like a tunnel. And we actually, look at this. It's beautiful. See those two rows, those two sets of columns? Now we have the Doric and the Ionic. And one more time, we have those holes, notches. You already know that if we have those rectangular holes, we have a floor, a ceiling floor, which means that the patio, the portico, around the forum was built on 2 floors. It was a weight and measures public office gauge, a standard. Then we have the plastic cast off. One of the gentlemen was happening there. The door. See the collar, which was leather made, left the same grain in the hot ash. Actually ash, but actually kind of plastic material. While the 2 metal rings remain trapped by the cluster. Trunks of trees. That's a Mediterranean umbrella pine tree trunk. Up there. A door. Landing on the wall. And this, unfortunately, among the many people who died. Don't ask me how many, because I would lie. Nobody knows. We know that maybe the population of Pompei could have reached 22,000. With the camels on? Why you don't take the camel out and the Pice Greca, the colophony, and you have a your slave to tie up a natural sponge at the top? And you use actually the natural sponge. And the slaves actually will clean for you. If I'm poor, I have 5 fingers. Or I just actually took a fig leaf on the way too. Or any other softer, not nettles, but soft leaves to be used. It's clear. That was the way. I mean, they didn't know anything in this country about paper. In China, they already knew about 5 centuries BC. But to use paper, to know about paper in this country, we need to reach the 1200s. Like the city walls. No mortar in between. Then you see all the other walls with smaller stones and a lot of mortar, which means that somebody upgraded, restyled, rebuilt. Remember the earthquake? So let's enter, please. And what about those devices here? So it's not just a bakery, it's a mill and bakery at the same time, which means that for them it was easier to preserve grain than flour. So when they need flour, they bring the grain here, they pour into those containers, hourglass shape, and mules, because we have the same floor of the road, the paving of the road, long-lasting material, and mules will be making them by means of wooden handles, this short, with the actually up on the neck, to rotate. And the tiny little space in between the conical stone and the biconical one, the hourglass shape, will be trapping the grain and grinding it. So when you sitting, I'm standing, there is a lead donut-shaped container, all coming all flour. With flour, barley flour, millet flour, no corn. Corn is still in Mexico and Peru, but not in Europe. And now the topic I need to tell you, because it's part of the history. But please, let's look and let's think about this topic, the meaning of what I'm going to tell you, from an historical, a religious, pagan religious point of view. Are you ready? Polytheistic religion means that we don't know what happened, why it happens, and we give each god, each divinity, a different job. Thundering and lightning, what have I done today against Jupiter? Why he is upset with me? I want to fall in love with you. I looked at you several times, I bring flowers, and you ignore me. I said, Venus, what have I done to you? Clear? That's the way it works. Or Mercury, I need to open these. I call the priest of Mercury's temple for the inauguration, because Mercury is responsible for all kind of business, including this. But if I need to protect my activity against the evil eye, the known, actually very mysterious, power of nature. Nobody knows what it is, but everyone is scared about it. What I do, there's nothing to do in a pagan town but asking the help of a minor divinity, whose name is Priapus. Have you ever heard about Priapus? Priapus in English now is also a disease, priapism. So Priapus' main tool, main symbol, would be, I use a very actually historical word, so we can understand, and most of us might not actually visualize. Phallus. When I place a phallus, a terracotta phallus in this shop, right there, because the terracotta phallus will keep the evil eye far from my business, and as far as the bakery, helping the dough to rise. This is a religious meaning. Most of the time, the phallus has been confused, especially in 1700, as an erotic meaning. So there is no erotic meaning in the use of the phallus as a lucky charm. Is it clear? Because the road at this point was forking. Ciao caro. Come sta?
Bene.
Senta cappello, che fa causa. I say without a hat, because it's so warm today. Normally I would like mine through this. We need to get used to the darkness. This could add the big and the small tiny little Apollos introduced by Semele, his mother. Semele's mother is like an Immaculate Conception. The mentality